If you're building around the Intel Core Ultra 7 270K+, choosing a Z890 motherboard is easier than it looks, because once you move past the weak boards, the big differences are usually not raw CPU performance. The real differences are power delivery headroom, storage layout, networking, rear I/O, build convenience, and whether the extra money actually changes your ownership experience. That's why I narrowed this down to 3 picks instead of turning this into a long list of boards that overlap too much. So in this video, I picked the 3 boards that make the most sense in 3 different buyer tiers. The best value, the best for most people, and the best premium option. And at the end, I'll also give you the best alternatives for more specific use cases and smaller form factors. Here's the logic behind the ranking. For this class of build, what matters most is whether the board has enough VRM for sustained high-end use, whether the storage layout is good enough now and later, whether the networking and rear I/O justify the tier, whether the board is easy to build with, and whether the feature set makes more sense than the closest competing boards. Because a lot of Z890 boards look good in spec tables, the smarter question is which one makes the most sense once you compare what you actually get. Let's start with the best value option. If you want a Z890 board that gives you the important stuff without pushing you into premium board spending, the Gigabyte Z890 AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7 is one of the smartest value-focused choices in the stack. The reason this board works is that it doesn't feel like a cheap Z890. It still gives you a 16+1+2 80-amp power design, 4 M2 slots, PCIe 5.0, Thunderbolt 4, Wi-Fi 7, 2.5 gig LAN, and Gigabyte's easy latch build-friendly features. That means the board already covers the things most buyers actually care about. Enough power delivery to stop worrying about the CPU, enough storage flexibility for a serious build, and enough connectivity that the platform still feels modern. That's what separates it from weaker value-tier boards. With lower-tier options, the compromises usually show up fast. Maybe the VRM is clearly lighter, maybe the rear I/O feels too basic, maybe the storage layout is thinner than it should be for a board carrying a Z890 badge. The AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7 avoids most of that. It gives you the point in the stack where the platform already feels fully serious. And that's why this board makes so much sense for buyers who care about feature efficiency. You're not paying for luxury features that many people will never use. You're paying for the part of the motherboard experience that actually matters. Strong enough power delivery, modern networking, usable storage expansion, and a layout that feels enthusiast-grade instead of entry-level. Now, compared with the Gigabyte Z890 Eagle Wi-Fi 7, this is the better buy if you want the board to feel properly complete instead of simply functional. Compared with the MSI Mag Z890 Tomahawk Wi-Fi, the Gigabyte does lose on overall richness. The Tomahawk gives you 5 gig LAN and a more complete upper mainstream package, so the MSI is the better board overall, but that doesn't automatically make it the better buy. The Gigabyte makes the stronger case if your question is, what is the lowest tier where a Z890 build already feels fully satisfying? That's exactly where this board lands. So, who should buy it? Buy this board if your priority is getting onto Z890 intelligently. You want the important platform features, you want the board to feel strong enough that spending more becomes optional, not necessary, and you don't want to start paying premium board money just to feel like you bought something serious. Who should skip it? Skip it if you already know you want 5 gig LAN, a more complete overall I/O mix, or a board that feels one step richer long-term. That's where the Tomahawk becomes the better answer. And if you want heavier storage expansion or more creator and workstation-oriented connectivity, upper-tier boards like the ASRock Taichi Lite or ASUS ProArt Z890 Creator make more sense. So, the Gigabyte Z890 AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7 is the best value board for the Intel Core Ultra 7 270K+, if you want the most convincing value-oriented Z890 board that still feels like a real enthusiast motherboard, not a compromised entry point. If the Gigabyte board is the value-focused choice, the next board is the one that makes the strongest case for the average buyer who wants the most balanced package overall. The MSI Mag Z890 Tomahawk Wi-Fi is the board that makes the most sense for the largest number of buyers. Not because it's the cheapest, not because it's the flashiest, but because it's the point where the platform feels the most complete without drifting into premium board excess. That's why the Tomahawk keeps landing in the sweet spot. You get a 16+1+1+1 90-amp power system, Wi-Fi 7, 5GB LAN, Thunderbolt 4, Gen 5 graphics support, 1 Gen 5 M2 slot, and 4 M2 slots total, and MSI's easy DIY features. On paper, that already looks strong. In practice, it matters, because this is the tier where buyers usually stop wanting to think about compromises. You don't want to wonder whether you should have stepped up for better networking. You don't want to regret a weaker I/O layout. You don't want the board to feel one tier below the rest of the system. That's exactly why this board works. Compared with the Gigabyte Z890 AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7, the Tomahawk gives you the more complete mainstream package. The standout difference is 5GB LAN, but the bigger difference is that the whole board feels more rounded. It's easier to recommend to someone who wants to buy once and stop second-guessing the choice. Compared with boards like the ASUS TUF Gaming Z890 Pro Wi-Fi, the Tomahawk is the safer balance pick if your priority is broad value in the upper mainstream range, rather than a slightly different brand or feature emphasis. And compared with a board like the ASRock Taichi Lite, the Tomahawk gives up some higher tier extras and expansion, but it keeps the parts most buyers care about while avoiding the jump to a clearly more premium class. That's really the Tomahawk's entire strength. It's not the most specialized board. It's not the most luxurious board. It's the board with the fewest meaningful weaknesses for the widest number of buyers. So who should buy it? Buy this board if you want the safest upper mainstream Z890 choice. You want strong networking, strong connectivity, strong power delivery, and a board that feels properly high-end without tipping into luxury board territory. You want the board that's easiest to recommend without needing a long explanation first. Who should skip it? Skip it if your priority is purely maximizing feature per dollar, and you don't care about the nicer overall package. That's where the AORUS Elite still makes a stronger value case. And skip it if you need heavier storage expansion, a more creator-specific I/O, or a more obviously premium feature loadout. That's where boards like the Taichi Lite, ProArt, or Hero step in. So for the 270K+, pick the MSI Mag Z890 Tomahawk Wi-Fi if you want the best overall mainstream Z890 board, the one with the strongest balance of features, connectivity, and long-term ownership satisfaction for the widest number of buyers. If the Tomahawk is the sweet spot choice, the next board is for buyers who want the premium Z890 experience and are willing to pay for a motherboard that feels special, not just functional. The ASUS ROG MAXIMUS Z890 Hero is the premium pick for buyers who want a Z890 board that feels high-end in every category, not just good enough in the basics. This is not a board built around restraint. It's built around giving you a more loaded platform, 22+1+2+2 power stages, 3 PCIe 5.0 M2 slots, 3 PCIe 4.0 M2 slots, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, Wi-Fi 7, and ASUS's full premium AI, tuning, and cooling feature stack. That's not just a spec sheet flex, it directly changes how the board is positioned. More storage flexibility, more enthusiast features, a richer layout, and a more obviously flagship ownership experience than mainstream alternatives. That is the right reason to buy it. Not because you need it for compatibility, not because an unlocked chip automatically requires a flagship board, but because you want the entire platform to feel more premium every time you build, tune, expand, and use it. That's where the Hero earns its place. Compared with the MSI Mag Z890 Tomahawk Wi-Fi, the Hero gives you a noticeably more premium platform. You get much richer storage flexibility, a more enthusiast-focused overall layout, and a stronger argument for people who care about the motherboard itself as part of the build experience, rather than just a foundation. Compared with the MSI MEG Z890 Ace, the decision factor gets more specific. The Ace can be the better pick if you specifically want MSI's high-end take or features like 10GB LAN, but the Hero is the cleaner premium all-rounder. It's easier to recommend broadly because it makes a more obvious flagship enthusiast argument without needing a niche use case first. However, you should have in mind that it is overkill for many builds. Compared with the ASUS ProArt Z890 Creator, the Hero is the better choice if you want enthusiast premium first. The ProArt is the better choice if your buying priorities are more about creator I/O, workstation use, and professional connectivity than about gaming or enthusiast identity. So who should buy the Hero? Buy it if you want a motherboard that feels premium across the entire ownership experience. You care about richer storage flexibility, you care about flagship class board features, you care about tuning polish, build quality, and getting something that feels clearly above the mainstream tier. Who should skip it? Skip it if you're trying to stay disciplined and practical. That's where the TOMAHAWK makes more sense. Skip it if you want a more value-conscious upper-tier ATX board. That's where the Taichi Lite makes a stronger case. And skip it if your priorities are creator-specific rather than enthusiast-specific. That's where the ProArt becomes the smarter option. If none of those three is exactly right for your build, here are the alternatives that make the most sense. For a heavier storage expansion and upper-tier ATX value, go with the ASRock Z890 Taichi Lite. This is the better alternative if you want to step above the TOMAHAWK without jumping all the way into pure premium brand territory. The biggest reason to choose it is simple: more board, more storage flexibility, more upper-tier feature density, and a stronger case for buyers who want a more loaded ATX platform. For creator and workstation-focused builds, go with the ASUS ProArt Z890 Creator. This is the better fit if your priorities revolve around high-end external I/O, creator workflows, workstation-style networking, and professional connectivity rather than gamer styling or enthusiast branding. For premium MSI, instead of premium ASUS, go with the MSI MEG Z890 Ace. That's the better alternative if you specifically want MSI's premium feature stack, especially if features like 10GB LAN matter to your build. For mini ITX, or small form factor, go with the MSI MPG Z890i Edge Ti Wi-Fi. And finally, for micro ATX, go with the Gigabyte Z890M AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7.